Hello everyone! Kamusta ulit? Welcome to Buhay Bahayan with Francis and Mia. My name is Francis and my co-host Mia. Hello, kamustamos? Tama ba yun?
Hello, everybody. My name is Mia Martin Casino. Welcome to Buhay Bahayan.
All right. Hope everyone had a refreshing, enjoyable Veterans Day weekend, no? Long weekend tayo dito sa United States.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Kamusta sa mga veterans and they had a parade, I think, sa downtown. I thought it was like a Sunday. Doon sa may kanto ko, sa may
Yeah.
3rd Street, 4th Street. Yeah, they had a huge day. They have that parade every year here in Las Vegas. So, kumusta to one and all? Welcome back to Buhay Bahayan. Thank you for watching us here every Wednesday, 1 p.m. And nasa Paris ka na naman, Mia. Every week ka na naman nasa Paris ka naman. Okay, our topic for today is tough questions. Parang Bisaya yata tong guest natin. Tough, hindi ba top questions of Vegas home buyers? He is a realtor. EXP ba na? Ay, yung mo? EXP, yeah, tama. EXP Realty. We have many partners sa EXP. May mga kilala ka ring EXP. Mr. Marloni Pedrosa. Hi, how are you, sir?
Thank you. Salamat
Kumusta?
sa pag-imbita dito sa programa nyo and I'm happy to come here.
Ay, salamat din. Fellow Bisaya yan, si Marloni. And local realtor dito sa Vegas with EXP. So, tough questions of Vegas home buyers. Before we get into our main topic here. How many years have you lived? Vegas local ka, of course, Marloni, no? How many years have you lived in Vegas?
Since 2005, so it's been like almost 20 years. So medyo
20
matagal na
years.
rin. Yeah.
So 20 years here in Vegas. And then, were you a realtor back then?
Of course, may experience sa real estate, pero I've been like a physical therapist since 2005, and then I've been in real estate for almost 3 years and thriving. It's good.
So you said you've been in real estate since you moved to Vegas. Did you like stop being a realtor or?
No, I'm just interested sa real estate muna.
Interested.
Parang ganun lang.
But you're not
Yeah.
active yet. But now
No,
you're
not
like
active.
you're doing it full time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, very good. And then still a physical therapist.
Still a physical therapist.
Ah.
Yeah, part-time na lang, part-time.
Okay.
Konti.
Very
Yeah.
good, very good. Mia, mag-introduce ka naman dyan.
I'm curious. Kasi most of the time, ang mga agents, they have yung full-time job, yun, like physical PT, di ba? Tapos sideline lang ang real estate. But with Lonnie, it's the other way around.
Oo,
Full-time
opposite.
real
Yeah.
estate.
Oo.
Yeah. So actually, baliktad na. I was full-time, of course, physical therapy before, pero, I'd committed to do the real estate thing. So, I stopped for kind of like about 2 years, tapos bumalik ako this year. And, I just love helping and, of course, may lisensya naman ako sa physical therapy, so why not just like use it anyway?
Yeah, very good. And of course, si Mia din was were you doing part-time real estate and then or nag ka talaga, you were working, of course, you were in the workforce before and then you switched to real estate ba? Ganon ang mo?
what happened to me was different kasi I had my third child. So I started out lang part-time, and then as my youngest grew, I became slowly full-time because of it. But it's nice the flexibility of being an agent.
Right. Right.
Correct.
Yeah, we might have questions like that. Not just home buyers, yung mga, wanting to become a realtor or, independent. Yeah, that's very, very, I think that's number one, yung autonomy ng time mo. You manage your own time, Same with me as a loan officer, you work from home or you work in the office, you're very flexible. So that's why I like the independence of realtor, in the real estate industry kasi, you can always service your clients at any time. You can come to their home and, get their documents, get them to sign, but even, back then when it was during the pandemic na parang, we just had to really, no choice, work from home lang talaga. And, others had to also follow that route. Okay. Getting into our main topic, tough questions of Vegas home buyers. Ano ba yung mga tough questions dyan for our viewers na do you have a list na from 1 to 10 or yung pinaka-tough ba ang unahin natin or pinaka-tough or
Yeah, well,
pinaka
just the most common
most
siguro.
common?
Yeah,
Okay.
most common.
We'll start with the most common.
Tough.
Local like Vegas home buyers. Not just, are you including yung pati yung not yung outside of Vegas or just Vegas?
I think it's
muna?
more in Vegas. So
Okay.
Sa Vegas naman tayo. But I think it applies to all nationally,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead.
So yung top one natin or tough one is
Bisaya.
what is the current state of the Las Vegas housing market? So ano na daw yung housing market natin ngayon? For now yung Las Vegas housing market natin, it's been growing, for the last few years, of course, especially the last 3-4 years. Pero as of late 2024, yung average home value natin dito sa Las Vegas, it's about 428,770, for just to be accurate. Tapos it reflects about 7.1% increase over the last year. So nag-increase talaga siya, from last year.
So
At tapos-
421,000
428.
428 from last year or it's current?
Yeah, that's currently
Current.
right now.
Okay.
Pero yung average yun. Pero yung median sales price, yung nasa gitna, it stands about 421,667. So around 421 rin. As of June 30 yun. So wala pa tayong information like currently. But, so what does that tells us anyway? So yung most sellers natin, they're selling at this price range.
Yeah.
So like around 400,000 something. So siguro yung mga above 600, 700, they're not really selling kasi it's not making them any profit. Tapos because buyers are not really buying houses right now. I think probably because yung main reason is I think yung interest rates, which is in your line of work.
Right.
So do you happen to know what's the average now?
It varies kasi of course, it's not there's not one specific interest rate kasi it's based on credit scores and that, but the average it would be around 6.5.
6.5.
Yeah, it went down. Actually, I just heard the MBS broadcast this morning. We subscribed to Barry Habib. The rates actually inched up this morning because the mortgage-backed securities, of course, that's where
Okay.
it's based on, and the Treasury is getting better, but it's going to be stable. So, but that's what the current offers are. Sometimes banks will offer lower than 6%, like at 5.99 to make it more appetizing. But say 6 to 6.5 on average.
6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, we don't have the crystal ball kung ano mangyayari natin, next year, early next year. That's one of the most common questions. Kapag may nakakausap ako na kaibigan, like, ano bang rate ngayon, so what it is, So, of course, sinasabi ko, it might go down
Yeah.
or it might not,
Yeah.
but we'll never know,
Yeah.
And, that brings us to the second question, though.
Before you
Yes.
get into the second question, you said something about seller's market. Gusto ko lang i-define yung seller's market kasi for our viewers, you mentioned earlier na, they're always like, the median sales price is, let's say, 428, right? So parang 430 na. So of course, it's not for 428, 430 ang home sales price across Las Vegas, because
Of course.
there would be, on the cheaper end, would it be like around 300, 350? On condos, it would be under 300.
Under
no? Para-
300 for the
Para
condos.
malaman nila, yeah. Under 300 condo, depending even in the area, right?
Yes, of course.
Kasi may area dito sa, I had someone apply for a loan, and sabi niya na, I just found this condo on the east side of town, and it's like 220.
That's
So,
real true. Yeah.
And the next question would be, okay, for that 428, magkano ang monthly payment ko dyan, right? Ma-afford
Exactly.
ko ba yun?
Right.
Is that your second question or no? Not yet.
We're gonna come to that,
Okay.
especially with the condos.
Okay.
So of course, your mortgage rates, right? So
Yeah.
that begs on the second question: how are the mortgage rates affecting home affordability? So, paano ba siya nakaka-affect natin dito? So of course, mortgage rates have been fluctuating over the years, especially after COVID, or even before COVID, nag-aano na siya. So yung predictions, this is just prediction, as what I've said, wala tayong crystal
Yeah.
ball. Yung predictions natin nag-indicate that the average interest rate for a 30-year fixed mortgage would moderate to around 6.2% sa 2025, which is down from about 6.7% this year. So, while this reduction is a positive development, pero yung rates pa rin, it's still really tough. Tough din. It's high enough to deter many potential buyers. So, mahirap pa rin bumili with that kind of rate. Especially with the incomes of the buyers right now.
yeah.
And not everyone has like the $1 million, $500,000 income, so medyo
Huge
mahirap
gap,
rin.
big gap, yeah.
Yeah, so is that what you're experiencing right now sa mga clients mo rin?
Yeah. I mean, yung gap kasi ng income dito sa Las Vegas. I mean, we cannot compare it to California, di ba?
Correct, yeah.
Malayo yung California ang income average nila
Exactly.
doon. Per capita income, malayo tayo. But the thing is, the home prices have been inflated super quickly. Parang hindi siya dahan-dahan ang pag-increase, na parang we're back in kailan ba yun, Mia? 2000, what was the peaks? 2005, 2006?
Oh yeah, before the
Where,
crash.
before the crash, that was like peak, yung mahal na, and then now I even see it's exceeded that. Na parang
Correct.
how can local Las Vegans afford to na the income? I know the minimum income back then was like 725, but now of course it's also doubled, right?
Yes, of course.
So you would say na siguro sapat lang, pero some salaried, yung mga W2s, they
It's
they
hard.
have not really doubled.
Correct.
It's still the same. So may gap tayo na it's so hard to afford. Say for example, you have a household making, let's say, 100 to 150,000. Will they be able to afford something around that 428? Medyo mahirap pa rin.
Depende. Yeah, of course.
Because some of them would have other debts like car loans and stuff, but kung mag-isa lang without any debt, then yes, of course. But the six-figure income sometimes in the majority here in Las Vegas is very hard if you run the numbers, right?
Yes.
So it's very hard. Sometimes you need a secondary income, and that's in my experience na parang I work as a nurse in Vegas for like many years, and how come I get this question a lot, like
Sure.
how come I cannot even afford to buy this $500,000 home,
Yeah.
right? Because the monthly payment, I said, because the monthly payment plus you have other debts, and sometimes we need to make people understand that the banks look for is there's a threshold on the debt to income ratio,
Correct.
na parang hindi
But
tayo.
there are also creative programs of lenders that could help the buyer.
Correct. Meron din. So that's why,
Yeah.
The more we get into this market, the more we dive into this market, and kind of, the legislators, of course, will be able to, provide something that will
Hopefully.
be able to fit,
Yeah.
yung sa market natin sa Vegas. We are very unique here in Vegas. I mean, we're a very transient town, and then up and down tayo sa market. We experienced like the pinaka-severe crash, di ba? Yung talagang bumaba tayo along with Florida as well.
Correct,
Same, they're retirement towns. That's what I noticed, na parang yung mga retirement towns na they're heavy hit, with the crash. Going back to the question, seller's market, but I'm going to ask this to both of you since both of you are realtors. What do you think is the percentage mix of seller and, because I get a mix right now of opinions from other realtors. Are we truly in a seller's market or buyer's market? And what is the mix? I'll start with you, Noni.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'm not sure it's gonna be this is like a seller's market kasi parang neutral tayo na parang I think it's more on the buyers pero kasi nga hindi na qualify yung mga buyers, it's hard for them to get a house. So para siyang
You say buyer's market more?
A little buyers pero hindi dahil sa inventory mahirap rin, kasi there are lesser sellers selling their houses right now.
Okay, before I get to Mia, can you define para sa ating audience what is a buyer's market and what is a seller's market?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay, seller's market is when, yung sellers
In layman's terms.
Yeah, in layman's terms, like yung lahat ng mga, ang daming sellers ngayon na it's in their favor. So whatever it is,
So
parang,
they can jack up
yeah,
their
they can jack up their prices.
because they're in demand. That's what
yes,
it is.
yeah. So
that's
supply and
called
demand.
seller's
Yeah, like
market.
one house is there's like about 5 to 10 people or buyers nagbibid dyan, and then so they could increase their house their prices, and that goes the other way around sa buyer's market kasi yung buyer's market naman yung sellers they lessen their prices because because of the interest rates or whatever it is. So ganun.
So you would say right now it's more of a buyer's market.
More of a buyer's market pero para siyang may asterisk,
Oo nga eh.
question mark,
Yeah, that's
something
why
like that.
That's why tough questions here. So
Yeah.
Mia, what is your opinion or what do you think about the current market condition, whether it's a seller's or a buyer's or mix, or what are your thoughts about that?
I think it's a mix because of the different situations now, with the NAR ruling about the commission, and there's a lot of inventory now. So it's really hard to say if it's a buyer's or a seller's market now. I think it's a mix.
Oo. Yeah, I think both of you are right because it's based on the current factors. Oo, kasi nga yung mga I can see a lot of sellers right now, they're just lowering their prices because
Oh my gosh.
I know because the buyers it's not even the buyer's fault because the buyers
Exactly.
either they cannot qualify or they just cannot qualify, they don't want to buy right now, or even if they want to buy right now and they're like uncertain about the market, are the home prices going to continue to come
Correct.
up, or am I getting a good deal? And there are just factors like that. So yeah, we had that topic before, I think with another realtor, whether I think the toughest question was, is now the right time to buy?
Correct.
Or is it time to wait? Yung
Yeah.
parang ganon.
That's also a tough question.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and proceed with your next.
And I could add like a little bit more about the affordability. If you could imagine, like 7 years ago, 2017, 2016, yung average salary for you to afford a house was like around $75,000 to $85,000. But now you have to be around $125,000 to $135,000 to be comfortably be able to afford. Of course, kasi kakain ka pa.
Income yun, ang income.
Income yan, yeah.
Annual
Salary.
yun, annual.
Household income.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah. So, that's a big difference kaya nahihirapan yung mga natin ngayon, mga buyers.
So kailangan na may 6-figure income talaga to be able to afford a house. And if you're not there, it would be condo or somewhere under that price range.
Yeah, household income.
Yeah.
So yung third tough question natin, what is the current housing inventory like ngayon? So ano daw ilan ba yung mga bahay na binibenta ngayon? So for now,
how many are available?
So the market ngayon is experiencing low inventory levels pa rin, it's been like a couple years already. So that leads to increased competition among buyers. So maraming buyers pa rin eh. There's like tons of buyers pero konti lang talaga yung nagbebenta. So in April 2024 dito sa Las Vegas, I was just looking at this in the information sa MLS. There was only 2.7 months worth of homes on the market. So each house, it's gonna get sold around 2.7 months. Tapos,
So when you list a house right
Yeah.
now, it will get sold on
Within
average within
2.7 months.
close to 3
3
months.
months, that's right. Tapos yung problema, konti lang yung mga sellers na nagbebenta. You know, and one reason is because yung rates nila is what, like 2%, 3%.
Yeah.
You know, several years ago. And then when they sell their house, they're gonna be getting, especially if they're gonna get same home price, like 600,000 na bahay, and they're gonna buy another 600,000 na bahay, and then the rates are like almost more than twice than what they have. So parang, you know, they feel like parang lugi sila, you know, like
Yeah,
sayang
yeah,
naman. So
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And then of course, you know, this low supply na kukuha natin, it pushes the prices of the home
Yeah.
to go up anyway. So yun, it's just like a law of supply and demand.
Right.
You know, kung konti lang yung supply, maraming bumibili na nagdi-demand, of course, yung presyo is tumataas. Right. So
It's
yeah.
truly a weird market because you know, like what you said na nasanay sila sa mga 2 to 3%.
Yeah, of course.
They've probably lived here within just the last decade, right?
Correct.
So, ang problema niyan is if you've lived here more than 2 decades, then you're
You'll
not
know.
going to complain because when I first got my house, I mean, you know, I was happy with the 725.
Correct. Yeah.
And this was back in 2005, 2006, and everywhere else in the world was like 15, 20% of
Yeah,
mortgage, and it was not even long term like ours here in the US. It's like 30 years. You know,
Yeah.
you know, for example, in the Philippines, it was like 15%, but now
Yeah,
they've
mataas.
gone lower. But even if you go back maybe 3 more or 4 decades, guess what their interest rates were at 18%.
18%, like
15%.
early 80s, yeah.
It's like, and of course, if you compare that with the home prices right now, of course,
Yeah.
that's going to bridge the gap. But
Correct.
you're looking at a home price of like 80,000, so that was still very affordable. So it's a
I know,
weird
yeah.
market.
But I guess, you know, if you really want to buy a house, it doesn't really matter what interest rate you have. You know, kasi like early 80s was like 18%, but a lot of people are still buying houses.
Yeah.
And I think it's more of the behavior sa tao.
Oo.
You know, because for me right now, yung generation ngayon, you know, they tend not to save for something in the future that they want, you know. So gusto lang nila, ano bang minimum down payment dyan? Baka kaya pa natin. Unlike before, they really plan like, I'm gonna buy a house in 5 to 10%.
That was customary. It was like 20%.
So they have to save money.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, sadly ngayon, you know, people spend first
Yeah.
and save if there's something else left. Parang ganun.
Yeah, and
Yes.
just one quick note. When I was working for the bank before, the only state, actually there's I'm not sure if there are a few states, but the state that I can remember that required a 20% down with our guidelines sa banko was Texas.
Wow.
And you cannot even buy kasi very conservative ang
Exactly,
Texas laws and guidelines sa lending.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I want to buy in Texas. Yep, nope, straight up. We're
20%.
not gonna do PMI, nothing like mortgage insurance,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
additional. It's all straight 20%, and then we'll give you just one loan, not 2 loans. And yeah, they're very conservative, and you know that's where stability comes from. But nowadays, you know, it's harder and harder to get
Yeah.
lending. Mia,
No.
you have a
Yeah.
question?
Wala naman. Ako,
Okay.
ang toughest question sa akin is when are home prices coming
Yeah,
down?
do you have that on your list? When are home prices coming down, right? Is that what you said, Mia? When are home
Yeah.
prices coming
Yes.
down? Yeah, that's a very tough question too.
Very tough
Yeah.
question.
It's like the mortgage
Wala, we
rates.
don't have a crystal ball as
Yeah.
Marlon.
Exactly.
When it's
Yeah.
going down, when it's going up,
Yeah.
it's really hard.
Yeah, because you both are real estate experts, and you look at the trends, you know, the market trends, and even the history, you know, back, and you know, it's not more of. I don't think it's more of the home prices coming down because
so hard.
when you've lived here in Vegas during the crash, then you would expect another crash. Like
Yeah.
it's not going to crash
Right. Yeah, I
anymore.
think that's
Yeah,
better.
you know,
And I said it's a different situation.
yeah, that's a very
Yeah.
different situation. And even during COVID, the prices were going up because
Exactly.
of the demand. And it was like, no, it's I would say, because you know both of your realtors, right? It's more on, in my opinion, it's more on educating a
Educating
lot of the
buyers.
home buyers out there, and even
Correct.
renters. You know,
Yeah.
comparing rent versus buy, if it's feasible for you or not. That's my 2 cents. Let's go ahead with your.
Okay. With our number 4 tough question. So, sabi nila, are there any first-time home buyer programs available? Very common. Sabi nila, first-time buyer ako. You know, may programs ba dyan?
Yeah.
And the answer is, I guess you know this, yes, you know, pero like Nevada offers, you know, several programs to assist first-time home buyers. Pero yung Nevada Housing Division natin, they're providing down payment assistance and mortgage credit certificates. Pero ang Nevada Rural Housing Authority, you know, they're offering like a home at
Home at last.
Home at Last,
Yeah.
which provides down payment assistance up to 4%, right? To the loan amount. So I know I've got other lenders too that they're saying, you know, it depends on the kind of loan, you know, FHA or conventional. And I think when asking that question or something, you have to really consult with your, you know, local real estate agent. At saka yung importante yung lender, ikaw.
Yeah.
You know, because we'll never know ano yung qualifications, you know, so I think you could expand on that anyway.
Yeah, credit
Francis.
score, and then plus income. And then I just even we just had a program that they up the income up to 150,000 household, I believe, and then you can qualify for down payment assistance, because before it was median income, I think 80% of
Oh
the
my
median income,
gosh.
which means that in order for you to buy something around that median home price, which to me it
So
doesn't
low.
make sense.
Correct.
That's why it's very tough, because
Yeah.
in order for you to be able to buy within that median home price, which is of course that's the average home price, you know, let's say 3-bedroom home on an average family of 4, let's just say, household income, hindi ka pwedeng, if you exceed 80% of that. So how will you be able to get the
Afford.
down
Yeah.
payment assistance? So save, yun tama ka, sabi mo na save up, really save up
Save up,
for the
yeah,
down
save
payment, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
it goes a long
what-
way.
That's what makes it harder, tougher, when the buyer doesn't have any savings.
Oo.
Tapos
Oo.
they're expecting
Right.
yun nga, yung mga
Right.
first-time home buyer programs. But then, wala rin silang savings even for closing costs.
Correct,
Diba?
correct. Ayun, closing cost pa. Dapat
Exactly.
maghandaan ng 3% down payment, at least kung first time home buyer, and then kung wala silang 3%, kasi they will qualify hopefully for the down payment assistance grant, they still need another 3% for
Closing.
closing costs. Minsan nga 3.5, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes nga they don't have money for home inspection.
Correct. So you need to save. It's a big investment also for you anyway. So save up some money. That's our advice here. Before I forget this question, yung ano pala yung if someone is getting a down payment assistance program, yung magka-qualify, forget the median income. I mean, that's just out of the box. Like you said, it was
Really?
like
Okay.
80, 90 to 125, right? Hindi sila mag-qualify. Not unless there's the program that Home at Last na 150.
Yeah, so that
yun.
really is a good one.
Fit sila doon.
Yeah.
But that's just that one program. But I don't know if it runs out, or sometimes it runs out, the government grant.
It
the
always
grant,
runs
yeah,
out.
it runs out, and then you're done. You
Yeah.
know? So but the one that's always available is, if you want to start small first, like 200, 300,000, right? Start small. For sure, shot ka doon sa
Yeah.
down payment
Sure.
assistance, because
Yeah.
you're within that 80%. I did the math already. 80% median income.
Yeah.
Pwede kang papasok doon. But, you know, if it's anything over like 400,
Mahirapan
for
na.
sure you cannot get qualified for
Yeah.
down payment assistance. So,
Yeah.
making that mortgage payment for sure,
It's so
that's like 3,500.
Exactly.
If you can qualify for that
Uh-huh.
income, ang expect ng bangko, if you're making $7,000 or $8,000 a month, $10,000,
Yeah.
you should have savings, right?
Exactly.
Oh, I need your stake on this house too, right?
Kasi,
Which makes sense.
Yeah, that's why you gotta really have to save anyway. And
Oo.
at saka may experience ako dyan before I have a listing and then, it was like a smaller condo. Tapos parang may down payment assistance yung buyer. But oh my gosh, it takes a long time. Ang daming pasikot-sikot. And I feel bad to my seller, nagagalit na siya or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's out of our control. So, pero at least, I think we extended like 3 or 4 times
Yeah,
sa
45
closing.
to 60 days yun.
Oh, it was
ang length.
more. Oh my gosh.
3 or 4 times the extension.
Patay.
Extension, naubos na nga yung earnest money deposit na, early release. But
Na-release na.
that's just like a thing to think about, for people who wants to get like a down payment assistance, for me, I think it's a good thing, pero mas maganda talaga na wala lang, because it's much easier if it's it's your own money talaga, saved up.
Yeah, and
another-
sometimes, di ba, yung mga may money rin, like they have money in the bank, but they really want to avail of that down payment assistance. It's so
Yeah.
hard to explain to them na may cap yun, may cap
Exactly,
yung-
yeah. They think it was for everyone, pero hindi naman talaga.
Yeah.
sa-
Yeah, meron cap. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is really tough. So, do you still have more questions?
I've got like a couple more.
Sige, go.
So yung number 5 natin na tough question. What are the emerging trends daw dito sa Las Vegas housing market? So this was going back to the condominium. So there's like a big growing interest of condominium buyers right now. It's been driven by buyers seeking lower maintenance na fee at saka yung mga tax benefits. I think there's like something, maybe you know more about this, pero kaya ngayon yung mga developers dito sa Las Vegas, they're responding by constructing new condos or mostly luxury condo units para parang ma-match siya sa mga single family. So it's also marking the most significant movement dito sa condo market since after the crash 2007-2009 recession. Kasi yun nga, it's much more affordable. Pero yung downside lang sa condos ngayon, I think you would agree with this, is they have like a high HOA fees.
yeah.
But still, even with the HOA fees, mas mababa pa rin yung monthly mortgage payment compared to buying a single family home. Like let's just say in the Southwest. Kasi sa Southwest, 420, 450, you're gonna be having a lot of monthly mortgage payment compared sa condominium.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things about sa condominium ngayon.
Yeah.
It's getting popular though.
Yeah, and sometimes the financing sa condo mahirap if it's like
Yes.
a high rise or
I know.
hindi qualified, di ba? FHA, it has
Lalo
to
na
be
pag
approved.
FHA.
Yeah. So always consult with your real estate professional and your lender, your loan officer, kasi you need to be sure whether this is the right decision for you, and you need to know the ins and outs, and always consult with a professional
Exactly.
before doing it. Because I know sometimes a lot of people, especially the newer generations, like, oh, I can do it on my own, and I've done the research. Sometimes it works for them, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt to consult. There's no fee to even consult with
Exactly.
any of us here. You listen to the podcast here at PHLV Radio. You can learn from here. You can learn from your real estate professional. Pero yun nga lang, we don't want to waste each other's time, but at the same time, we don't also want them to be remorseful about their investment.
Yeah,
Right?
of course.
So,
Yeah, I think isang advice ko rin, mostly sa buyers, they don't want to hear the hard parts. Gusto nila marinig yung gusto nila, like, they can be approved or whatever, but we have to tell them the right thing. They might tell, look at us like, oh, this guy's an asshole or something. di siguro niya ako gustong pabibilhin na.
Yeah.
But that's the truth,
Right.
You have to save up, you have to fix your credit score.
oh,
But you have to be truthful talaga sa
Yeah,
mga buyers
yeah,
ngayon. They have to hear the hard parts of
Right.
buying the house.
right. And we're here to help. We're
Yeah.
here to help. Kahit bad credit, this is a lifelong relationship. This is a
Yeah.
lifelong relationship with even my past clients. I always tell them, this is a lifelong relationship. You can always come to me even if you don't need to buy a house, if you have credit issues, because we know the ins and outs, more than the average person, of course.
Yes,
Kaya nga
exactly.
we're experts. So we would know, we would give you tidbits of how to fix your credit and all these, and in the end, this will help you save money, save more money in your investment. Because if you have very low credit score, I just ran through this article. In the span of 30 years, you would have lost $1 million if you have bad credit. Because number one, you're paying high in interest. Accounted na yun, insurance, with everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
You cannot get into without having a good credit score.
Yeah.
You always get penalized. Tapos nagbabayad ka sa higher interest rate. you
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
So
Right.
even your car loans, everything. So
Yeah.
it's always worth it, well worth it to always improve and always strive to keep your
Yeah.
credit score.
Yeah, if that's your priority.
Okay, I think we're running out of time. Do you have one more tough question?
I could have
You
like
good?
one more.
Okay,
you
one
know.
more. Let's do.
So, sinabi ni kanina, Mia, is it better to buy now or wait?
Ngayon.
Ano ba, Mia? What do you think? I think this is the toughest question.
I think, yeah, I think there's no, the longer you wait, the longer the more it costs
Correct.
you.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
now it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my opinion too, there's no better time.
Yeah, exactly.
If you need in order for you to fill your need, like if you do need to get into a house, if you want that, whether it's the American dream or whether it's, any kind of dream that you want,
Yeah.
a house will always be the best investment in your
Exactly.
lifetime that you
Yeah.
can do. In real estate, it's not wait to buy, it's buy and wait because it's a long term.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, you need to buy
Long-term
first.
investment siya. And don't ever wait kasi I've had numerous clients saying, ay sayang, naghintay ko sana nakinig ako sa iyo, Francis, before
2 years ago.
Oo, or even 5 years ago, ngayon hindi na ako mag-qualify. We don't
Exactly.
want you to be in that position.
Yeah.
Na sooner or later, income will always be going up anyway. If you can afford now to buy, then buy. If it doesn't make business sense or if it doesn't make income sense for you to buy right now, still don't. Yeah, don't. But the thing is, always strive. You parang improve. Find ways to be able to purchase your own home.
Correct, yeah.
That you can call your own. Kasi pwede mo maging rental property ito,
Exactly.
and we know, and we've seen the do's and don'ts. We've seen the bad and the good and the ugly. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
True.
So-
Yeah, so what we've said before, you gotta plan, you gotta save, you gotta do
Yeah.
whatever it is that you want, that you have to do to get like the property that you want. So, ganun talaga, Maybe you need another job or
Yeah.
a new job.
Yeah.
Na
Yeah.
tataas yung income mo.
yeah, always find ways to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Besides your, if you have a pension, a lot of people say, oh, I have savings, I have pension, I have stocks, I have Bitcoin, I have this. This one is more stable,
Correct.
kasi it will always be, kahit S&P, there's always going to be real estate mixed with the S&P, and that will always, be a good chunk of the economic factor
Yeah.
dito sa US, I say, even in the whole world,
Yeah.
there's always going to be that. Even in the Philippines, hindi bumababa yung real estate, right?
Yeah, it's always going up.
I mean, you've seen that. You're whether you're Filipino, whether you're not, you go to Singapore, in Asia even, real estate is always like, oh wow,
It's always going up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, I get that sums up our toughest questions of Vegas home buyer. So, my last tidbit would be pay attention, and you always consult with your real estate professional and your loan officers for these matters concerning real estate and home buying. Okay? And our toughest question is our joke time, of course. Kala ko yung pinaka-toughest question. All right. Ikaw, go ahead. Our guest,
Ako?
of course, will do
my
the
God.
first joke.
We'll do a real estate question or something,
Ay.
like a housing question.
Okay.
Joke pala. So, ano din klaseng house, what kind of house that weighs, nagtitimbang the least?
What type of house that weighs the least?
Yeah,
Ay, wala akong...
maybe you know that.
Tiny,
Tiny home daw. Pwede, tiny home.
Malapit na.
Sige.
Yeah. So, it's the lighthouse.
Right pala. Mia,
okay,
on to you.
real estate question din pa.
Ay, ako lang pala ang
Real
hindi real
estate
estate question dito. Sige, go ahead.
And out ka. Why did the realtor go into therapy?
Why did the realtor go into therapy?
Hindi physical therapy, yung mental therapy.
Ah, sige.
Therapy.
Sirit,
Okay.
I have no idea. Ikaw, baka
no,
may idea ka.
no idea.
No, that's a tough question.
Ikaw lang.
Ah, sige, go.
Loni, wala
Oh, Lonnie,
sirit.
wala. Sirit
wala.
daw, sirit.
Because she didn't have closure.
Ah,
Ay, walang pera. Yun, hindi siya nag-close. Kaya na, parang napunta sa mental hospital.
walang pera yung buyer.
Walang pera yung buyer.
Closing.
Ay, kaya napunta sa mental. Oh, beware mga realtors dyan, ha? Huwag kayong pumunta sa hospital kasi that will determine something.
I-close nyo yung
Close. Para hindi kayo mapunta sa mental. Okay, final. Lastly, anong klaseng bulkan ang pinakamadaling puntahan? Anong bulkan pala ang madaling puntahan? Saan?
Vulcanizing shock.
Ay, ng...
madali ba yan? Madali.
Mia, bibigyan ka namin ng award kasi ikaw ang naka-answer sa question ko. Sa joke ko. Sa top questions. Oo, may award ka. Alright. Alright. Thank you, Lonnie, for coming.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Mia.
Salamat
Alright,
rin.
thank you guys for watching Buhay Bayan. Until next time, Wednesdays, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you for watching. Till we meet again. Bye-bye. See you. Salamat.
Thank you.
Alright. Bye-bye. Thank you.
you.